What would you possibly miss about this life when you depart? When you finally depart once and for all from this existence? Now, before we get into this video, if you're a type that doesn't like hearing these, a lot of people be like these negative thoughts, these negative conversations, when really I'm just trying to keep it real. But if these type of topics bother some people, my suggestion is just don't watch these videos. Get off before the video starts. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on into the video. What would you miss once you depart from this shithole? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. No. It's not like you could say life was a good experience, because all we're doing is trying to keep our head above water. All we're doing is just trying to make ends meet to survive. That's all it is. Some people are luckier than others. Some people have more money than others. So maybe life's a little bit easier for others. And then you got people that it's a living hell. It's a living battle, Life, let's say to this person's not so bad. So he has the attitude where if somebody else disagrees with him, bro, life ain't even all that bad, bro. Just, you got to do this, man. Just got to hustle, you get stupid people like that just annoy me, just annoy the hell out of us, because people make it sound so easy. Yeah, you got money. Yeah, you got this, you got that. So you got it easy. You got someone that has absolutely nothing in life, nothing at all, not even shelter, nothing. There's so many people walking the face of the earth that got nothing to lose, and that's why they do what they do. That's why you got people that stab. That's why you got people that shoot. They don't care that they're going to prison. They got nothing else in life as it is. Their life's already garbage. So they want to just make everyone else's life garbage, Some people just want to go to prison because at least there's shelter, there's food, It's better than, I guess, living in the streets. So some people, like homeless people, excuse me, do crimes purposely just so they could get locked up again. And then when they get released, they just go right back at it so they could be back in shelter. In a way, you can't say you blame them, You really can't say you blame them to some degree. Maybe that's why Thanksgiving's barely heard anymore. Because truth is, what's there to really be thankful here? The turkeys are becoming more expensive, supposedly because they say it's harder to find. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. I just think because good old inflation, then again, who the hell knows, but everything just becomes more expensive. And then the funny thing is, you get people that be like, holy shit, I can't believe how expensive food's getting. I can't believe how expensive gas getting, or this is getting, or whatever. And I say to myself, believe it, because this been going on for years, and every year just gets worse. But yet people keep getting excited for New Year's. For what? I don't know. For the life of me, can't figure that out. People act like they're just so surprised, like, yeah, people, this is a shithole. This is a shithole. Yeah. Why do you think why you shouldn't have kids anymore? Why do you think, people like me make these type of videos and say, stop having kids because look what life's becoming. And yet people just still don't see the picture, man. Or it's like now they're just somewhat starting to see the picture, if even. But in other words, the picture's been here all along. It's just your dumbass just now starting to, focus a little bit with the vision, seeing for what it is, I don't know. I don't know. There's a reason why you shouldn't have kids today. It's not like I'm just saying out of the blue, don't have kids because, don't have kids. It's stupid. It is stupid because look what life is. Look how worse life is getting. You're just going to bring them to try to keep their heads above water just like everyone else is doing. It's like, what is the point of that? Why would you want to bring another poor soul into this prison? I just, for the life of me, can't fathom that. Fathom, if I'm saying that correctly. But I can't grasp it for the effing life of me, man. Why you'd want to bring a kid here just to do your laundry. And then it's funny. You get a few people that say, Well, dude, if you don't have kids one day, if you don't ever have kids, who's going to take care of you when you're old? Right there just shows you're just passing the burden onto your kids. Because one day you're going to get old, and that's when you're going to hope your kid one day could take care of you. Just like in the beginning, you raise him or her or whatever, and then in the end, it's vice versa. So it's like you're just putting the stress and the headache onto your kids. This is just not the world for this, especially today. It's just not the world to do this. But yet, of course, no matter how many videos I say about it, it's not going to change anything probably, unfortunately. But it's just something I love to bring up because it sickens me. Nothing against children. I don't hate kids. They're a pain in the ass, that I will say. Kids are a pain in the ass. Some of them drive me crazy. Some of them make me want to just bang my head against the wall. But with that being said, it's not like I hate kids or where I'd hurt a child or anything like that. I'm definitely not, the type that would do that. But it's just me personally. I don't want kids because I go through hell as it is in life. I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to make ends meet. And then now I got another mouth I got to feed, and it's not fair. Why bring someone into this hell when you could easily prevent doing so? If life was actually a gift like they say, maybe I could understand, or at least if you were financially really, really wealthy, maybe I could somewhat understand. But then again, like I always say, there's just so many bad things that happen in life that it's still just a silly, stupid idea to have kids. Not even always because of, well, definitely because of money. That's the main reason, but everything. Life sucks. Life is it's a big risk. Your kid could get murdered. Your kid could get raped. So many things could go wrong, or your kid may have health problems. And then your kid may come a certain way. Nobody wants to have a kid to come out a certain way, Down syndrome or whatever. But these things happen. People say, let's just have faith. Yeah, I understand. Just have faith. We all want the best, but these are things you got to be prepared for. And then that's the thing. You're not. And then you get all hurt. And then sometimes you even belittle the child because of how he or she was born. And that in itself is extremely messed up. I say this so many times, and I just love to keep saying it because it's just so cringy. When somebody dies young, which I don't wish anyone here to die, although so many people here probably want to, and I can't say I blame you, because we want out of this shit. But what I'm trying to say is people that die young, whether it's some people go to sleep and they just pass away, or they're murdered or whatever, and then you get these idiots that be like, man, he had such a future ahead of him. What future? This bullshit? He or she's lucky they're out of this. At least that's how I look at it. Oh man, he or she didn't get to pay bills. He or she didn't get to graduate college. He or she didn't get the chance to become a 9-to-5 sucker like the rest of us and get the experience, He or she's friggin' lucky. I envy those people, man. All kidding aside, I envy those people that get taken out soon because they're escaping misery. That's all they're escaping the misery. We're here suffering in the misery. We're not living. We're not enjoying. We're just here trying to survive. And what's the sense in that? I want to enjoy life. I want to be happy. I want to feel good. I want to feel at ease. And this society you ain't getting that. Unless you're really wealthy. Unless you come from a really wealthy family. But other than that, the majority of us are just trying to keep our heads above water, trying to work. Now that job's not enough. We got to look for another job. Like a friggin' zombie. That's all it is. That's all it is. I'd be thankful to escape this shit soon. Plus, who the hell wants to get old? I don't want to get old. The only good thing about getting old is knowing that hopefully it could be any day you just depart. It could just be any day. That's the only good thing I can say about it. The golden age. Man, every time I hear that, man, you don't even, it just pisses me off, man. Nothing against old people. And that's another thing, people making fun of old people. Meanwhile, if you live long enough, you're going to be old too. The only way you may not be old is if something happens to you sooner, which I don't wish anything bad, but I'm just saying, you're making fun of an old person when you're going to be like that too one day if you live long enough. And if not, yeah, you're lucky. At least that's how I look at it. I really don't want to get old. With that being said, it's not like I'm saying I want to die, but at the same time, I don't want to get old and brittle and have health problems, joint problems, and you name it, problems. I don't want to go through that. Life itself is already a problem, and then now future problems await in the future. Health problems await in the future as you age. Your body just gets more, what's the way I like to say it? Like your body just rots. Your body's basically just rotting as you're alive. You're dying every day, basically. We're all dying, technically. No, I'm not saying that we're ill, we got a disease, just natural age. We're aging every day. Every day is another day, I guess, closer. Your birthday. The only thing I love about birthdays is knowing I'm another year closer to death, but at the same time, I'm scared because then I know I'm getting closer to old age. And that's not fun. I don't want to get old and, yeah. I just, I feel the golden age is when you're young, but you're just spending time doing things you don't want to do, but you have no choice. You got to do it. You got to make that rectangle, as in money, rectangle shapes, paper, rectangles, whatever you like to call it. I got a whole nickname of what that stupid shit's called, but that's basically all we do. I wouldn't miss a thing here. Maybe just you people. But that's one thing I hope if I die one day, whenever it is, that the channel still goes on. If not, I mean, what could I do? But not sure what would happen with the money situation, with the monetized thing. I mean, obviously I wouldn't care. I'm dead. But I'd want the channel, like I'd still want the channel to grow when I'm gone. Just so even though I'm dead, I'm still helping people feel better, knowing they're not alone, helping people feel like, that they're not crazy, shit like that, It's not even about me being supported because I'm dead. It's just for the sake of comforting people. That's why, in a way, I hope once I'm long gone, this channel is still on the air. Again, I don't know what the deal will be then, but what could I do? I'm dead. Because that is one cool thing, being dead and knowing like you're still helping people, even though you're no longer here. Like I'm no longer here, let's say, but I'm still helping people feel sane in life, like feel some sort of peace, because life itself, unfortunately, isn't peaceful because of all the chaos that goes on. And then when somebody like me spits out these facts of what it's all about, and makes people feel better, and just know, well, I won't be able to know, but it's just a beautiful thing anyway, knowing I'm gone and yet I'm still helping people, the living. I'm dead, still helping the living. I'm long deceased, but yeah. Anyway, that's that. But I mean, I really can't say what would I miss. What would I miss? I'm gonna miss paying bills. Sorry, I got a lot of phlegm, but I miss paying bills. I'm gonna miss working all the time. I'm gonna miss. I mean, come on, man. Seriously, how silly does that sound? Man, I'd do anything to go back to Earth so I can pay bills again, man. I miss it so much. I miss working like an asshole. I miss working like a zombie to make money. I miss paying fees. I miss paying, and the most important thing I miss? How every little thing on Earth that you need requires money. I miss that the most of all. I miss how going to a store to get this, I got to use money. Going to a place here, I need money. Filling a car, money. Doing this, money. Doing that, money. Man, I'm going to miss that so much when I'm gone. I'm going to miss that so much, man. Damn it, I'm so envious of the living. No, more like the other way around. I'm envious of the dead because they escaping this shit once and for all. Not to sound dark. It may sound dark, but I'm really not trying to be dark. I'm not trying to be depressed. I'm not trying to drag anyone down, I'm just trying to relate, and people relate with each other, because this is just, it's true. I mean, it's the cold truth, man. There's nothing wrong with what I'm saying. It's true. It's true. Whether however people take it, it's just the truth. You got people's opinions, but this, I feel, is just a plain old fact. What would you truly miss here? I can't think of one thing. I really want to think of something, but I just can't. People say they're kids. All right, maybe I can understand that, but then again, why did you have them to begin with? But it's just, I really can't come up with one valid good reason to say that I'd miss here, you know? It's just like a certain person you don't like, and then let's say now he passes away. Now all of a sudden you're gonna say you miss him. It's funny, like when a certain someone dies, let's say he was an asshole all his life, he treat you like shit, he was a piece of shit, he's not your friend at all, he bullied you or whatever the scenario is, but now he passed away. It's like we gotta like feel bad. Truth is, I don't wish no one to die, but now that that person died, I don't really have any sympathy because he made my life, let's just say, a living hell. He was an asshole. He was a dick all his life. So at the same time, the hell with him. One less asshole on the face of the earth, I guess. I don't wish nobody here death. But what I'm trying to say is people like that, I don't, really, I'm not going to miss them. Now all of a sudden, now I'm going to just randomly miss them. What am I going to miss? Him being an asshole to me, him doing it. Well, that's like basically the same scenario with life. What am I going to miss about this place? Absolutely nothing. I mean, that's just how I feel. I ain't going to miss a darn thing here. Really. And I'm sure everyone here could agree to the same thing. Because it's just the cold truth. You're just here as a slave. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You're just here as a slave. That's it. I haven't used that word in a while, slave. Been a long, long time since I said that word. Mainly, I've just been calling it sheeps. Same shit. It's all the same bullshit, but but it's all we are in the meantime until we depart. That's it. It's all it is. It's all it ever sadly seems to. It's all it ever will be. Hey, yo, bud. Yeah, you know that guy that bullied you and picked on you and teased you all the time? Yeah, he died. All right. Really? All right, that's all you're gonna say? What do you want me to say? Why? What? I'm not upset about it. What am I gonna? He would treat me like shit all my life. He was a living hell. Why am I gonna feel bad? It's like now we got to drop the phone and oh man, what a shame. Yeah, but he wasn't really a good person, so why should I care? I didn't wish him to get to where he got to, but now that it happened, at the same time, I don't care. The hell with him. I don't wish him bad in the afterlife if there is an afterlife or whatever, but at the same time, whatever. It's like now we got to feel bad. If he was a good person is one thing. If you're a good-hearted person, yeah, that's a different story. But man, it's funny when people pass away. Well, I'm not saying it's funny, but it's funny when people pass away that now you got to feel bad if they weren't really good people to begin with. That's the part that's funny. Like now you got to just drop the phone. If you're someone that changes in life, maybe I could understand. But if you're just somebody that's never going to change, you're going to be that asshole to the day you die, then that's how I'm going to remember that person, as an asshole. That's even though now that he's dead, now I got to say good things about him. He didn't give me any good things, or she, vice versa, never gave me any good things. He was just a pure jackass. So that's how I'm going to remember him for, or her, or whoever. Just an example. But people that change, maybe I can understand, And some people do, but the majority don't change their colors. That's one thing I must say. Like, the majority of people, they don't change. They're assholes to the day they depart. They're ignorant to the day they depart. They think they're a know-it-all until the day they depart. It's just some people you can't fix no matter what you try. So it's just to the point where people like that, I just choose to stay away from. I don't want to be a part of those type of people. Toxic people is not what I want. I need to be around, which we all need to be around, chill, easygoing people. People that understand one another, relate to one another, treat each other with respect to one another. And if people, if those certain people aren't those type of people, then I just don't want to be around those certain type of people. I don't want no drama. I don't want no fights. Just go your way and I go my way. That's my attitude, That's my attitude. You'll get some people that'll be silly and say when they die, they're going to miss being rich. Well, where you are now, none of that stuff even matters. And we all end up in that same place, whether we're rich or not. I'm going to miss driving my Lamborghini or my Ferrari or my Bugatti or, whatever the hell, or whatever car, Chevelle. I'm just making shit up. Once you're dead, you're dead. I wouldn't trade any of that. I don't think I'd trade anything for that. Because I'm out of this shit once and for all. And at the same time, I feel like I should have never came here to begin with. But yet we did to experience all this pain to just go back. And that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just, it's crazy when you really think about it. Like when you really, really connect the dots deeply into the thoughts, like it's crazy. But anyway, people, I think I am going to wrap it up for now. Love you all, man. I appreciate the love and support. And almost heading to 18,000 subscribers. Can't believe it, man. Before I know it, hopefully it'll be 20,000. That I really never expected it to go up this high. Heck, I never even expected the channel to get to where it got to, when it all started. I thought I'd just make a few videos and that was it, but boy, was I wrong. And I'm thankful for that, But anyway, I'm going to be signing off for now. Try to take care of your mental health as best as possible. I shall hopefully try to do the same. And hopefully these videos help relieve some people as best as possible. Of course, nothing's 100%, but I hope it at least could be 60, 70, 80% of a help, as best as possible. And you guys definitely helped me out. So I hope my hands are washing your hands just like your hands are washing my hands, That's all I can say for now, guys. Love you all. Signing off. Take it easy. Peace out.